Lesson C3, KPI creation in detail. Topic 1, KPIs with no data source. The learning objective for this topic is to understand the KPI options that do not require a data source. So for this lesson, we're going to use the KPI examples that we saw in Pathway 1. Here on the left-hand side, you can see text. This is the first type of KPI that doesn't require a data source. It's configured by selecting the text type under the type option. You then get some options. You've got to fill in a title, but you can align it left, center or right. You can adjust the width weight, which we saw previously as well, to change the layout. You can also change whether it's just text or if you want to use a link. For example, putting in a hyperlink. If we change this here, we can actually enter a URL. Then we get other things like changing the color, the background color, the text size, the size of the KPI rather, and the text size, and if we want to add any padding. So that's the first option. The second option is the scale element. Now a scale is there so that you can use it in parallel with levels, because it means you can make up something like a chart, but where each KPI has a different data source. But you want them to be shown relative to each other and to indicate some kind of scale. So you pick scale, we have the same options for aligning it, left, right, center, and width weight. And we also have the same options for color. So we can change the foreground color and the background color. We can also adjust the size. So let's play around with some of these right now and see what happens. So if I just get out of that, you can see what it currently looks like. So I'm going to go back in, I'm going to change the size. I'm going to set it up to 300. Then we can see it gets much taller. It's double the size. Let's go back and let's set that to 50. And then we can see much smaller. We'll set that back to 150. And this is interesting, the number of ticks. At the moment it's set to 5. If we double it, then we get double the number of tick marks on the axes. We can also change the orientation. So rather than vertical, we could set it to be horizontal. In this case, 10 is definitely too many tick marks, so let's set that back to 5, like that. Then we have the option to flip it so that it reads the other way, so that you could put it at the other side.